It is happening.
Astrophotography is like golf. It's hard, you suck at it, and then one good shot keeps you coming back. The moon has never been the good shot for me. And spoiler alert, that probably isn't changing in 2 days. The problem is, I don't just want a picture of the moon. I want a landscape with the moon in it. And that's where it gets tricky. Normally, you expose one shot for the foreground and one for the moon and blend them together later. But my moon composites, they never quite look right. But a lunar eclipse solves that problem. At totality, when the moon turns red, it gets dim enough that you can expose for the moon, the stars, and the scene all at once. At least, that's the theory. I've got 48 hours to figure out if I can actually pull it off. And I've got one thing on my mind. I just hope I don't fuck this up. With high stakes and mild expectations, I headed to my least favorite place, the Throne of Pinnacles.
Here we are. Throne of Pinnacles. Tonight's going to be an epic night. I have spent the last couple of hours just shooting a panel of this incredible scene behind me here. So this panel is the base for what's going to be just maybe my most epic shot of all time. And I'm not exaggerating. And if all goes as planned, we will have this beautiful panoramic foreground under the full moonlight. I mean, I have no lights on. I have no lights on. This is a full moon. It's incredible. So beautiful panoramic foreground under the full moon. And we are going to have, I think, almost an hour of an eclipse. All the stars are going to be around this red moon, and it's going to be absolutely epic. I couldn't be more excited. I have no idea how it's going to look. I'm so excited to see it in person. No idea how it's going to be. But here we are. We're going to capture it. We're going to do the best we can. We're looking at 50 millimeter. We're going to track the moon so we can get all of that beautiful detail in 50 millimeter. Probably going to try to get an 85 millimeter as well. This is just going to be absolutely epic if we can pull it off.
Satisfied with my foreground, I moved to a spot where I could track the entire eclipse and capture the sky in stunning 85mm detail. Tracking the sky and shooting the full moon is not the most complicated process, and for a brief moment, everything was going as planned.
I think I'm aligned. I think I'm polar aligned. I think this is actually working.
Until it wasn't.
Why is it flashing north and south? I've never seen it do this before. What does that mean?
Unfortunately, what that meant is that my tracker was out of battery. And not because I didn't charge it. I noticed that when I plugged it into charge, the light didn't go on. And I optimistically assumed that it was just the light that had burnt out. But no. I was in the perfect spot, on the perfect night, and my tracker wasn't up for the task. So this is it. This is what I got. One test exposure of a partial eclipse. I also shot this in my backyard 3 years ago. I didn't even know there was an eclipse happening that night. I spent the last several weeks trying to figure out how to salvage an image out of this. And sometimes there just isn't one. And that is disappointing. But it's funny how this all works sometimes. As I've edited this video about a disappointing result, I was looking at my old photos. Every picture I looked at took me right back to that moment. how it looked, how it felt, how it smelled to be out there, capturing that frame. This is painfully cliched, I know, but I'm lucky to have that experience. I was out there for 7 hours, and even though the shot didn't work out, I enjoyed it. And I got to see something pretty rare, the lunar eclipse at the Throne of Pinnacles, an iconic dark sky. That experience is the result, and I gotta say, it was pretty epic.